So now continuing from the previous lecture, we talked about demand, how it was growing. Now this demand was from the industry. Now let's take a look at from industry perspective and see where are the companies, where is the reality of the present now. How is AI adopted by companies? Demand is from the requirement of developers. AI adoption is from the perspective of companies. If we take a look at this, remember we said that in 2012, that was the first time when AI was proven to be possible. You see, that time was this 2012. This thing is actually called as a technology adoption curve. So because this thing is called as a technology adoption curve, we have adapted that to adoption of AI. So if you want to search, you can search this technology adoption curve, and this curve is a standard curve for all technologies. Any technology which starts, it goes through these phases where there are innovators. Okay, innovators are the ones who make the field. Now, in the field of AI, these innovators are like Andrew Ng or Ian LeCun or Ian Goodfellow or Peter Norvig or all the big shots. So they were doing AI long before people even knew what was possible in the field. They have spent years, if not decades, of their life innovating in the field, and that is what has made the everything which we see now, that has been made possible because of these guys. Okay, so when these guys make something, this is in the research phase. Okay, then market is changes as and when this thing changes. So innovators are in this, then becomes they make a small thing. Okay, this is possible. Then come early adopters. Okay, so early adopters are the companies which are on the most cutting edge and most financially secure. So if a company is to implement some new technology which is in innovation phase, only big companies can do that. Right now AI is not in its innovation phase, it's already been adopted. But if you search, quantum computing currently is in its early adopter phase. So we'll see companies like IBM, companies like Google, only they have money to do it. So in early adopters, this chasm is only for big companies. Okay, and there is one line which is missing here, is after chasm many of the technologies die. Rather, more than 90% of technology cannot jump over this, and they are not adapted by majority. So more than 90% of things fail. They never go in a mass adoption. Then comes the surprising part, the thing which is a sleeper hit, it is called in movie terms. It kind of like no one expected that, and people like, wow, this works, wow, this is useful, wow, this is impactful. And then some companies which are on watch list of the latest big thing to save, they actually adopt this. So it starts with only those companies, only those companies. Okay, so this was 2012 to 2016 or 17. So in the last slide, when I made the point of the standard was low, it was low because this the demand was growing. Few companies which were experimenting, it either the entire company is experimenting, or there is a team in companies which is the innovation team. They are experimenting with a new product which, if works, will make a huge dent in their bottom line. So many companies had that job, but it was early. Okay, so in 2016-17 time, Google released TensorFlow. Many of the companies which were spending their time between this, so between 2012 to 2016-17, the companies which were doing research, companies like Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, whenever if they were present there, they all released their frameworks around this time. TensorFlow was released sometime after. PyTorch was released. MXNet was released, and a lot of these things. Okay, so after that, actually, the secret is out. Now Rust, all of the world knows capabilities of AI, and then many people kind of like come. So we are currently in still in early majority. And this early majority is a bit problematic phase because people are just following the trend. They kind of like realize what is the reality, and some of them simply drop their AI project which they were working on. So this a time is a bit careful time which you have to be on watch for. And once we go to the next stage, this is when the late majority starts. The next stage, everyone by now has already adopted AI then. And when we reach late majority, then AI is no longer a new thing. You see, AI was new between before 2012 and until 2017. Now this is not new, this is known. So early majority time is people, everyone knows AI, but they don't know how to do it. There is a big difference between knowing something versus being actually be able to apply that knowledge. So many people know AI, the word AI, but they don't have the requisite knowledge to do everything. So in early majority, we are still in early majority, but we are towards the next half of early majority. You see, we are probably here where technology has matured, companies have realized, some companies have realized their mistakes, and the threshold has also increased. You see, because of the demand, maybe the threshold was this. Let me change pen colors. Let's keep it blue. So here, threshold was this because the adoption was less. Now, threshold is this because of adoption. And in majority, the threshold is in the late majority, threshold is even higher. And by the time we reach to laggard, the threshold of the knowledge required is also going to be higher. So if you learn now, it's not a bad time to learn. We are still before late majority, so there is still time, but you have to cross this threshold, not this threshold. That is the most common mistake I see people making. And also another common mistake people I see making is people are targeting different jobs. So you see, when we take a look at early adopters, most of the jobs are research. Even in innovation, most of the jobs are research. But everything after that, which you see in green, everything, these all new jobs, they are not research. They are development job. So the first mistake which I talked in previous lecture was a mistake of lowering your expectation of required knowledge threshold. I've already made that point clear in the previous lecture. Now, I want to clarify the types of job. Before there were researcher jobs, if we were learning that sometime back. Now, the new number of jobs, the large number of jobs is as a developer. And a developer in field of data science, we can call them data scientist or maybe other types of job in data science as well. There is a separate slide on this in which we will elaborate, but for now, hopefully that point you understand. What is different then versus now? It is very important to have a clear idea about what is different now, because we want to learn from the past and avoid doing the same thing as past if present is different. Those who don't learn from past make the same mistakes. That's a very common thing. But if present is different from the past, you have to also do things better, do things differently. So hopefully this slide makes it clear. Now in the next slide, we will talk about this hype cycle. So thanks a lot for listening to this lecture.